Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah to the brothers, Yahweh Shem Barakatah Shem Yahushua to the sisters. That's the shofar. This is our custom to blow the shofar to let Israel know that it's assembly, a holy assembly, or alarmed like a trumpet for war. You know what I'm saying? It is our custom. You know what I'm saying? We are a militant people. I know we lost our way over here in America, but we are a military nation. And the trumpet always represents awareness. Be alert, be on point. Something is happening. And today is the Lord's high holy day, the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? So we do the services of the Most High because the services of the Most High belong to the children of Israel, who's the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. La Yashala. Which means to Israel in the Hebrew, Yasha'Allah, the Prince of the Power. You know what I'm saying? Imajum, which means to stand. Wapanya Hakudam, which means to turn and face the east. We face the east because the Most High requires it of us to face our homeland, our motherland, which is Jerusalem, not Africa. You know what I'm saying? To let us know that this isn't our rest and always pray towards our salvation, which is coming from the east, according to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So we do our prayers in the Lashwan Kodash first, then we do it in the English so you can understand. If you're following along, you will get familiar with the tone, the dialect, the way we talk. You know what I'm saying? This is our language, the ancient Hebrew, not the modern Hebrew, not Yiddish, ancient Hebrew. So this is the Lord's Prayer in the English, or Salakia, the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwavka, Taba'a, Ratazaika, Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratiza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayam, Natananawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalatanawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalatnawa, Kabawafyanawa, Wala'a, Tabiyanawa, Banasayawan, Abba, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Malakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapa, Rap, La'awalamyam, Amen. It's the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. So we got the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, wa Mayaka'ala, wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawak Yahana, Ha Alawakyam, Hasaranyam, Hakwatazayanyam, Hakayanyam, wa Hakwafyam, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, the water. Amen. Saying these the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, Commander General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. This is the Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Babu Kushai, Nathananaw, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kamaka'ala, Wakamarawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarium, Hakak, Lahaklium, Hamafium, Hakak, Arakawaf, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, the water. Amen. This is the Hakak, the power in English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanyan, Haharyam, Mayan, Yaba'a, Izaria, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratiza, Ayatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, La'a, Yayashans, Yawamar, Slaki, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tzalka, Ayah, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'a, Yakakai, Wayarak, Bayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makaurai, Yashamar, Atha Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza Atka, Abawaka, Mata, Wa'ida Walam. This is Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayam, al Damalaka, al Takarash, wa al Tashakwa, al Kayahana, al Yabika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Alamaka, Ya'arim Yamwa, Sawada, Wayata, Ya'itazawa, al Tazapawanka, Tazapawan Yaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magawa, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawai Atazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Baryath, Yakartawa, Aliyah, Adawam, Wa, Yashamayala, Yam, Mawa'ala, Wa Hagariam, Gabal, Wa Imawan, Wa Imalak, Palashath, Am Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labandia Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakab, Kwayashwan, Nasham, Madawa, Ba'ayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kara'ab, Wakazaaba, Wakazabat, Wakataza'al, Mana'ai, Ka, Nasaya, Kamwa, Ashar, Amarawa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Ath, Nawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, the Aba Ira Yairo, Wakalaaba, Talahat, Hariam, Khan, Taradatma, Basairaka, Babasa, Wapafka, Tabaalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Palawam, Waya, Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahalawa, Adiai, Waya, Kaparawa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Dawa'a, Kaya Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Aliyawam, Wa Alkal Haratiza. This is Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek. The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, made their nobles like a red, and like Zahed. Yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Zamuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshabia, which means to be seated. So we in First Chronicles. We're gonna go through, read the 7 scriptures in the Hebrew first, and the same 7 scriptures like we did with the prayers. We're gonna read them in the English, so you can follow along in the Blue Letter Bible. We in First Chronicles chapter 10. We just went through we breezed through all the genealogies to let you know about the lineages and how important they are. It's about 8 to 9 chapters just off lineages alone in Chronicles. So don't ever let them Christians tell you it don't matter what bloodline you come from, because that's the number one tool they use for deception.
Right.
Flesh and blood will not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Y'all relying on your flesh, brother. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that they'll use to try to trick you out of what you've been taught, out of the doctrine that's been learned. You know what I'm saying? And this is why a lot of fake Israelites are accepting heathens. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel that way as well too. And like Commander General Yohana says, one thing about Israelites in the truth, the moment they start to fall away, it's always because they're trying to bring the other nations in. Always. And this is Christianity at its finest. Their number one tool was to bring everybody in. How can we get everybody in and to believe? You know what I'm saying? When them early Christians tried to mix paganism with the doctrine, that was their whole goal. How can we get the other nations in? And that's one of our number one sins against the Most High, is us mingling with the heathen, us learning their customs and denouncing our own customs and trimming our ways to fit them and be more like them and acceptable to them. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go through it. We was reading the downfall of Saul in the first 7 verses in First Chronicles chapter 10. So I'm gonna read 8 through 14 in the Hebrew, and then I'm gonna read it in the English. This is First Chronicles chapter 10, verse 8. Wayahaya, Mama Karath, Waya Bawa, Palashathyam, La Pashat, Af, Hakalalayam, Wa Yamataza Awa, Af, Shawa, Wa Af, Baniawa, Na Palayam, Bahar, Galabai. Verse 9. Waya Pasha Tahawa, Waya Sha'awa, Ath, Ra'ashwa, Wa'ath, Kalayawa, Waya Shalakwa, Ba'arataza, Palashathyam, Sabayab, Labashar, Ath, Aitaza Bayaham, Wa'ath, Ha'an. Verse 10. Waya Shayamawa, Waya Shayama, Ath, Kalayawa, Bayath, Alahayam, Wa'ath, Galawath, Galagal, Tawa, Takwa Iwa, Bayath, Da Gawan. Verse 11. Waya Shemaiwa, Kal, Yabayash, Galaid, Ath, Kal, Ashar, Aishawa, Palashathyam, La Sha'awa. Verse 12. Waya Kwam Moa, Kal, Ayash, Kayal, Waya Sha'awa, Ath, Gawapath, Shawa, Wa'ath, Gawapath, Baniawa, Waya Baya Awam, Yabayasha, Waya Kwabarawa, Ath, Aitazama, Awath Yaham, Takath, Ha'alaha, Bayabash, Waya Tazawa Mawa, Shabaith, Yamayam. Verse 13. Wayamath, Shawa, Bama'ailawa, Ashar, Ma'al, Bayahawa, Al, Debar, Yahawa, Ashar, La'ah, Shamar, Wagam, La Shawa, Ba'awab, Badara, Awash. Verse 14. Wala'ah, Darash, Bayahawa, Waya Ma Yatahawa, Wayatab, Af, Hamalo Waka, La Dawarad, Ban, Yashaya. So that's First Chronicles chapter 10, verse 8 through 14. Now we're going to read the same 7 verses in the English. This is the book of First Chronicles chapter 10, verse 8. And it came to pass on the morrow when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Saul and his sons fallen in Mount Gilboa. Verse 9. And when they had stripped him, they took his head and his armor and sent into the land of the Philistines round about to carry tidings unto their idols and to the people. Verse 10. And they put his armor in the house of their gods and fastened his head in the temple of Dagon. And when all, verse 11, and when all Jabesh Gilead heard all that the Philistines had done to Saul, verse 12, they arose, all the valiant men, and took away the body of Saul and the bodies of his sons, and brought them to Jabesh, and buried their bones under the oak in Jabesh, and fasted 7 days. Verse 13, so Saul died for his transgressions, which he committed against the Lord, even against the word of the Lord, which he kept not, and also for asking counsel of one that had a familiar spirit to inquire of it. Verse 14, and inquired not of the Lord. Therefore he slew him and turned the kingdom unto David, the son of Jesse. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot right there. Them are like some of the most important 7 verses we're going to read. You know what I'm saying? Because of the transgressions of a king early, our first king. You know what I'm saying? And the church can have a lot to say about David and very little to say about Saul. You know what I'm saying? When it actually should be the opposite of opposite. Because the Most High says, I was just reading the scripture the other day where he called David the man. He said, thou art the man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, you can't tell me this ain't a black book. And they despise David in them churches. One pastor said he's a dirty, filthy, nasty, stinking sinner. He deserved to have been murdered. And I'm like, how can you say this about this man when the Most High feels the exact opposite? But yet they will never mention Saul. And the Most High actually got Saul down in 2 accounts. But this one, he's explaining why what happened to him happened to him. Remember the first 7 verses, Saul, he ran into the Philistines. He told his servant, slay me. So before they get their hands on me and the uncircumcised Philistines do me however they want to do me. But the servant was scared because he was the king. He like, I couldn't do it. So Saul fell upon his own sword. He basically offed himself because he didn't want them to take credit for it. And then his servant offed himself right next to Saul. You know what I'm saying? And the sons got unalived as well too. And it's just to let you know how the Most High is. He is that terrible power. Not only can he take you away, but he could take your whole lane. All of them kids that were supposed to reign on the throne of Saul all died in battle. All were unalived in battle. Then he turned the kingdom over to David. You know what I'm saying? All of this is so important to understand our custom, understand our God and the way he thinks. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're king right now, there's no guarantee that your lineage is gonna rule on the throne. Like he made a promise to David that all the kings is gonna come out of you. But before then, he gave Saul a shot, and we cried for a king. We begged Samuel, give us a king. We told Samuel, listen, you righteous, but your sons is wicked. Please give us a king like the other nations. Back to what we were just saying, how we just want to be accepted and be like these other nations. So we're gonna read it verse upon verse and break it down. We're gonna get some prayers in, and we're gonna get up out of here, make it a fast class today. So this is the book of First Chronicles, chapter 10, verse 8. And when it came to pass on the morrow, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Saul and his sons fallen in Mount Gilboa. And it's just to show you the spoils of war. And like I was explaining to a dude on my TikTok, he got me banned too. Like we don't understand warfare. Like they talking about, well, why don't you just go home then if you don't like it here? Why you don't just go back to Israel? You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that we don't understand war. America done fed us too much wine. We are drunk over here. We don't understand that the winners of the war take the land and take the spoils. The reason why they are over here ruling in this land is because they defeated the Gadites in battle. We got in Syracuse, New York, we got a statue downtown about a battle that they had. They had a major battle by downtown, by Salina, right by almost where we hold camp at. And they got all the names of the soldiers that fought in that war and helped push the Gadites further down Salina Street and helped battle and battle and battle and battle. And this is life. This is how the Most High set this world that he created up, that you have to fight and defend what's yours. So-called black people, we don't have nothing to fight or defend for because we done lost it all. So we thinking, yo, we just walk around thinking we free. No, we are prisoners of war. You know what I'm saying? It's just showing you the spirit behind the heathens. After they win the war, now they want to take the spoils. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to take the spoils. And this, in the eyes of the Most High, because he is a man of war, he considers this righteous judgment, what he's going to do to you. You know what I'm saying? Saul did many things. You know what I'm saying? And his son, and even though his son, Jonathan, he was David's right-hand man, he fell by the sword because of the sins of his father. And the Most High said, he'll put it upon you and your house. I was reading in Leviticus, this is a law that if you see somebody breaking the law and you don't report it, the Most High gonna punish you and your household. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And this is how we need to get rid of sin. Because now if you know what you do falls on your whole bloodline, you might be more accountable. This is what we hear all the time. Black people need to be more accountable. This Bible is accountability. Because your whole bloodline is gonna be dependent on what you do. It's in the eyes of the Most High. And we know he's always watching. So this verse 9. And when they had stripped him, they took his head and his armor and sent into the lands of the Philistines round about to carry tidings unto their idols and to the people. And this is also just to let you know that these nations don't serve the God of Israel. I'm saying when they defeat us in battle, they take all the spoils and give it to their gods. Like the Vatican, the gods that they are serving is not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They are serving idols, graven images. They are serving the saints, Saint Michael, Saint Mark, Saint Peter. They got in the Vatican, in the middle, they got a big old statue of Peter. St. Peter's Basilica, or that's what it's called? Basilica. It's a whole like downtown with a statue of Peter, and they worship all of them treasures that's in the Vatican. Them is being offered to them other gods, them idols. You know what I'm saying? Where did Peter say, worship me? You know what I'm saying? Where did Yahweh say, yo, listen, serve me and not the Father? These other nations don't worship the same God we worship. And then when you dig into it, they're worshiping other gods. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just going, and it's crazy, right? We were just talking about this guy right here, right? Dagon. Yeah. Just talking about it. Yep. This God is old that these heathens done came back with the spirit to worship him. You know what I'm saying? And they not worshiping the Most High. And then we think like it's a fake Israelite that be going around saying like, well, the Most High ain't a respected person. And if you righteous, he's going to deal with you. Because that's what the scripture said. But the scripture also said these heathens can't be righteous. It's not in their spirit to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They are going off into idolatry. Before he woke Adam up, nobody even knew that the Most High existed. They thought the sun did all of this creating. They still think the sun doing all of this today. They said, well, you can't live with it. You can't live without it. You know what I'm saying? You can't live without it. And it comes up every day. Gotta be God. That's how the Egyptians worship. They say, yeah, the sun is creating everything. They can't fathom the existence of a God that's living, that's alive, that's a black man. And this is why this truth is so important to us, because he is a black man that created all of this, the laws of physics, saying science and the cellular structure, the makeup of a being. Just our makeup alone. Like my girl was going to college for nursing and medical school, and she had to deal with all of these parts of the body. And she like, yo, they make it so difficult to learn. And I said, no, the Most High made something so difficult as a being, a person. Your body is self-dependent. Mm-hmm. All you need is a rib. You know what I'm saying? And then he bragged in one of the songs where he was saying, man, it was easy to make men. He said all he needed was shelter, food, clothes, wine. He said it was easy to make men. And they still chopping us open trying to figure out how he did it. They trying to figure it out. How did he do this? Because we are real complex. We are real complex beings. And that's how the Most High set this up. And he's a black man with nappy woolly hair, like the pure wool. You know what I'm saying? They can't fathom that, so they're not going to worship him. They're not going to worship him at all. At all. They're going to worship their gods. But we're supposed to worship him in truth and in spirit. And once we come up out of these nations, we can see the truth. We can listen to your brother. Say, oh man, that do make sense. So we're going to go to verse 10. And they put his armor in the house of their gods and fastened his head in the temple of Dagon. And that was that god we was talking about earlier this week, Dagon, the fish god. You know what I'm saying? They originally start celebrating him in Africa. They still worship him in Africa. You know, the Pope, they got a lot of power over Africa. And these heathen, man, they not wise. They not wise at all. Only thing they do is find gods from other customs and worship them too. That's it. They have no originality. Only thing they do is steal. They steal the religions that they believe in. You think they came up with all this stuff? No, they stole it. They stole Christianity. You know what I'm saying? They stole all these pagan holidays. They ain't make up any of this. So we're going to go through verse 11. And when all Jabesh Gilead heard all that the Philistines had done to Saul, verse 12, they arose and all the valiant men and took away the body of Saul and the bodies of his sons and brought them to Jabesh and buried their bones under the oak in Jabesh and fasted 7 days. So these men basically just honored the king. You know what I'm saying? As our customs was to bury our dead. Just like Tobit. Tobit went around burying all the dead. Verse 13, so Saul died for his transgressions, which he committed against the Lord. And that's the whole point. Even against the word of the Lord, which he kept not, and also for asking counsel of one that had a familiar spirit to inquire of it. Verse 14, and inquire not of the Lord. Therefore he slew him and turned the kingdom unto David, the son of Jesse. And this just goes back to the Most High told him to eradicate Amalek. He told him, get rid of these heathen. Do not get comfortable with them. And Saul wanted to make the people happy. So he left a few of them and made covenants, business transactions with them. He didn't look at what the Lord said to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just to let you know, like, as far as like when we on the streets and we speaking, the Lord said, don't do this. And you decide to go off and do your own thing. Listen, the Lord ain't changed. He slew him. And we seen that the enemy slew Saul. But right here, the Lord saying he did. So it's to let you know the judgment that comes. The Most High ain't gonna get off his throne. He's gonna have somebody get right with you. So with that, we're gonna we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer for time's sake. You know what I'm saying, Imajam, we're playing Hakodam, which means turn and face the east. That's the shofar, which is our custom. Let Israel know it is the Sabbath. It's the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwafka, Taba'ah, Watzadaika, Haya, Aisha, Baharatula, Kuwa, Haya, Bashamayim, Lathananawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalat Lanawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Kasalat Nawa, Kabawaf Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabaya Nawa, Banasay One, Abba, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Maka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapara, La'ai Walamium, Aman. This is the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts
Forgive us our debts.
as we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. Sar, which means return. Give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakathum. Hazim Sar, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Stand, Imajim. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahushua. Hazim Class dismissed.